Last night on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy once again successfully defended his international championship against the BCC's Claudio Castagnoli in a tremendous match, and moments later it was announced that Jon Moxley was getting his rematch for the international championship at Full Gear at the Forum in Los Angeles, California on November 15th in a rematch from the main event of All In Chicago about 2.5 months ago. And that's already set in stone. That's set to happen in about 2 weeks. But a few days ago, former champion Jon Moxley gave an interview in which he called for a new system to be put in place, not just in AEW, but in all of professional wrestling, in order to be able to detect concussions and injuries during wrestling matches, during wrestling events. Because if you recall, at Grand Slam, Arthur Ashe Stadium, almost 2 months ago, Moxley was defending his championship in a regular run-of-the-mill title defense, and like I've said in this video, on this channel, Moxley was not supposed to drop the title to Rey Fenix during that match. And again, I have no inside information on that, but it just, it's right there in how the match plays out. Rey Fenix hits his finisher, goes for the cover, referee counts 1, referee counts 2, and then the referee stops, even though Moxley did not kick out, meaning the referee knows Moxley is supposed to retain, meaning the referee knows that's not the finish, that's not the scripted finish for that match. Unfortunately, during the match, Moxley got concussed. He got hurt. And, even though it's the referee's job to be able to detect that and be able to protect both wrestlers or any professional athletes inside the ring, that wasn't the case. So the referee called an audible. He let the match continue, even though Moxley was fully prepared to let the match play out, let the finish go differently and have Rey Fenix become the new international champion. And a few moments later, we had the exact same finish, only this time Moxley told the referee, I'm calling an audible, count this shit to 1, 2, 3, let's finish this match because I cannot go on. And we crowned Rey Fenix as a brand new international champion. So Moxley has said that he would prefer, and this is just an idea he threw out there, that he would prefer a doctor to be out there and a former veteran, experienced professional wrestler to be out there who are completely separated from the creative process. They have no idea how the story is supposed to play out, who's supposed to go over, what's supposed to happen in this match, what spots are left, how the match is supposed to finish. They have no idea. They are not clued in on anything about the wrestling show in terms of how it is scripted. Their job simply is to go out there and be able to watch the match, look at every single performer in that ring, and notice when one of the wrestlers is injured, when one of the wrestlers is concussed, when one of the performers can no longer continue. Therefore, if it's a tag team match, if it's a multi-man match, that wrestler is taken out of the equation. If it's a singles match, one-on-one, the match is over because one of them can't continue. And at the end of the day, this business is all about protecting your opponents. It's all about protecting the integrity, the well-being, the health, and the livelihood of all these performers, of all these pro wrestlers who go out there every single week on every single show and put their lives and their livelihood on the line. Yes, for what they love. Yes, for the career that they wanted to chase, that they've been dreaming about for years and years. But at the end of the day, nothing, no fan, no event, no wrestling company, no show, nothing is worth their health and their well-being. So on that part, I do agree with Jon Moxley on that part, that something needs to be put in place in terms of, the well-being, the integrity, the health of these stars is more important than whatever you have scripted for this show. That's the end-all, be-all. But here's the thing. You already have that. They already have that in place. That's why you have referees, qualified referees during these matches that should be able to detect these kinds of injuries, these kinds of accidents that happen during a wrestling match that provoke a wrestler not be able to continue. And unfortunately, that was the case during Grand Slam. Moxley wasn't able to continue, and it risked more damage because the match continued after the referee refused to end the match as it be. And at the end of the day, I've heard multiple quotes from referees in the past saying that they might know the creative process, they might know how the match is supposed to play out, they might know who's supposed to go over during the wrestling match, but one of the biggest rules when it comes to the referees or the referee corps in any professional wrestling company, it doesn't matter, and this is even, I mean, you could take out the integrity and the well-being of the professional wrestler because that's a given. They should be protected at all costs. But the second rule when it comes to the referee corps is you don't want to suspend the disbelief. So the referee, no matter what, counts 1, 2, 3. If somebody was supposed to break the fall and the match was supposed to continue, but he missed the spot, he missed his timing, some of the heat is going to be on you. Most of the heat is going to be on him because he's late to his spot. But it makes it a whole lot worse for the company, for the product, for yourself as the referee, for the performers in the ring, for everyone involved, if you, who, by the way, you know what's gonna happen, you know who's gonna win, you know who's gonna go over in the match. If you stop your count, if you just out of nowhere stop doing your job just because you know how something is supposed to play out. So at the end of the day, yes, it has to be fixed. But in my opinion, they already have that with the referees. And that's the one that's, other than protecting the performers in the ring, their well-being, their integrity, their health, their livelihood, that should be their utmost priority for everyone involved. Other than that, the referee's job is to continue to count, to continue to do his job, to continue to play his part in this story on TV, to be able to suspend disbelief, and whatever happens, happens. And then you can fix it backstage. You can discuss it backstage, and then you can retcon and then book something down the line that fixes whatever mistake played out during that particular spot, during that particular match. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, Moxley might have a good idea. I think it might be a little bit too complicated. If you want to combine both options, I mean, the referees have an earpiece, right? That goes all the way back to Gorilla. Have that former wrestler and the doctor backstage, and have them be in the ear of the referee. If something happens, if they can detect something. Okay, that's a little bit complicated because they're backstage. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, they already have that with the referee. They just have to streamline it. They have to play their part and protect the wrestlers in question. Again, that's above my pay scale, but that's just my particular take on it. So with that said, what are your thoughts on Jon Moxley's take on this entire situation? Of course, he got concussed, he got hurt, he caught an audible, and, you know, we've seen multiple cases of this in the past, so something has to be done at this point. Other sports have it. Why not professional wrestling? Why not sports entertainment? So with that said, tune in later on tonight to Access TV for another episode, one of the final episodes of Impact Wrestling on Access TV before it turns to TNA. With that said, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.